What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday ended up being a really good day. Um, Mystics game under 168 and a half, lands 153. So whatever number you got was good. I know went down as low as I saw 164 and a half. Didn't matter. So always nice when the 5% can go like that. Takes us over to about 126 and a half units so far this year. So happy to keep that going. Veno, it's great to be back with you. Um, Honestly, I can't even. Well, I told you what kind of night I had last night, but I can't remember what we talked about that you played yesterday. So hopefully you had a good day too.
Well, I had a comment in our comments section yesterday that said, and we didn't leave a best bet, but somebody had listening skills. And
There you
they're
go.
like,
That's right.
they're like, damn, Vino, you got big balls. And I guess I did have big balls to think that New York could score points against Golden State because 60 was out of the question, Skee.
Yeah.
You hate to be overreactive to anything really quick, but when I watch New York now, and I know we've talked about their poor defense for a while, and somehow you think, well, they're a veteran team, maybe they could still make a play. They're not making any playoff push. That team's no good. Sabrina Ionescu's no good. I did mention her yesterday. Every time she goes to shoot a three, you know what they should do? They should fine her as soon as she releases the ball. They should say 25K. You shouldn't be doing that. She was 1 for 9 from 3-point range again last night. It's been they just haven't looked good in a long, long time. And I thought maybe rest and motivation would help. Didn't help. So we'll take the L there and come back. Well, actually, we'll ride your coattails because the 5%er puts the package in the plus
There we go.
column. So we'll take that and look forward to today.
Teamwork, man. Teamwork.
Yeah.
Teamwork. um, Looking at the chat here. Some people saying they don't think. What is this? Couple comments. Starting to think rest is becoming an advantage over rest. I understand what you're trying to say. I don't think you said it right. But
Right.
I get what you're trying to say. I think every situation is different. Barrow says back to backs don't matter in this league. The better team always wins for the most part. It's not about winning, it's about covering the number. But
And I will say, less than anybody, back-to-backs don't matter for Golden State. We talked about the minutes that team
yeah, they're so deep.
against Connecticut. When you got 11 players that all do the same thing, it doesn't really matter.
I would argue with this comment and say that, or not argue, but I would say that compared to maybe the NBA, the players in the NBA don't care about every game. So you get these situations, these back-to-backs in the NBA where they don't care about it, and you see it on the court. More like WNBA, they care about the games more every single game. So in that way, I'll kind of agree with this. All right. We got 4 games, Vino. Let's see what we can do for today. We'll start with Sun and Fever. And opener of 16 and a half. Looks like 17. Totals come down from 181 and a half to 177 and a half. Caitlin Clark, game time decision like she always is. Probable. Nelson Adota, I don't know. It has her on the may not play designation without anything next to it. Griner, Burke, and Layla all listed out. This Sun team, I mean, they're just bad, They're bad. But this is now asking Fever to win by 20. I mean, the Fever can put up points. That is not a problem. Sometimes they have a problem getting some stops. So I don't know. Fever team total is probably 100. They probably still can get there tonight. What do you think about this one, Vino?
Well, the good part about the Fever team total is that as the full game total comes down, so does their team total. It started 99 and a half. It is all the way down to 97 and a half. In no way is that indicative of what they can do tonight. That's totally indicative of, Connecticut having half a lineup out there and could care less about games right now, at least in my estimation. We saw it the other night. Golden State was up by, 30 at one point against them. It was never close. It's a difficult night sidewise here, Skee, because you have 3 teams. The first 3 we're going to talk about that are all huge favorites. We're generally not put in this position to talk about a full card, almost a full card of huge, huge favorites. But I will say, we talked about it off air here really quick about the break that's coming up. This is the last game before the break for Indiana. They and Atlanta have been battling for that 4 spot for a while now. Atlanta's now a half a game ahead of Indiana for the 4 spot, and they have an extra game at hand. So Indiana's got to stack wins. Atlanta will talk about they've got to stack wins. Both of them are closing in on Las Vegas, which also plays tonight. So as I went through this, I'm thinking to myself, should I play 97.5? Will Indiana pull people? Maybe they don't pull anybody tonight because there's no more games for them until, the FIBA break is ended. And maybe they just let them all loose. You could play first half over team total for Indiana, which I think was 50.5 when I last looked. They do score big in the first half, but again, you're kind of isolating yourself to hope that they come out really, really strong right out of the chute. 40 full minutes, they should be able to get to 98. I don't know, Skee, some form of Indiana team total. And honestly, I think full game probably is the way to go. Connecticut, I don't think they know what they want to do. It's right. At one point when they were healthy, we knew they wanted to play more half court because they had height inside. But now it seems like, I don't know, they'll run, they'll walk, they'll do whatever the other team wants to do. And if you start running with Indiana, 98 could happen really quick. So I think that's the top way I'd lean. And the secondary way I would lean would be the halftime team total for Indiana.
All right. Good stuff. Next game. Fire and Dream. Man, these huge point spreads. And it's right around the opener. Total, right around the opener as well. Do we have any injuries? Bonner and Bree Jones out. My bad, you guys. Williams game time decision and Burner out for Fire. Oh, man. This is one I really don't have a whole lot of interest in, honestly. Atlanta's been playing really good basketball. Still lacking some depth. Portland, you know how I feel about Portland, man. I can't stand this team. I bet against them. They play the game of their life. Yeah, I don't know about this. I'll leave this one alone. Any thoughts from you?
Yeah, not much different than what I just said about Indiana, right? Atlanta has to win. But the difference between Indiana and Atlanta is Atlanta has Minnesota on deck on Sunday. And in this case, I could see Atlanta maybe having a little bit of their attention pointed toward the Minnesota game. So the idea of having a big lead and of course, like we said yesterday, they depend so heavily on starters. When they take some starters out, that bench isn't very good. And DeWanna Bonner's not going to play here. No Bree Jones. That bench is really not good. So you could get somewhat of a backdoor cover here out of Portland if they're making some shots. We know they're going to speed the game up, right? Portland does nothing anymore except run up and down and shoot threes. Atlanta, we've talked about them against Portland before. Fast break points, Atlanta. Want to run, Atlanta. Turnover prone, Portland. I mean, you could see a high-scoring game here. But again, I think the difference between this and the Indiana game is Atlanta does have the Lynx on Sunday, and that probably has some significance in the head coach's mind here.
All right, next game up, Tempo and Aces. I don't even want to bother doing the openers with these big point spreads, man. But it did come down. It did. From 15.5 to 13.5. From 179.5 as low as 173.5. So some big movement side in total. I would agree. When you look at the injury report, I mean, we know the Aces are minus Nalissa Smith. You have Asia and Dana Evans, both game time decision. Izzy Harrison, game time decision. Alaman, Conde, Mabry, Sabally, all out for this Tempo team. I mean, you're just starting to miss too much offense. Even Nalissa Smith, she provides offensive rebounding, second chance, attempts, points, etc. I think this is more of an under game. As bad as Toronto's defense has been, majority of the year. Just too much scoring missing, I think, here in this game. So under, I agree with the market. What do you think?
Yeah, and we cashed the Toronto under the other night with all of these absences, right? I forget who they played, Phoenix, Portland, somebody, but it stayed under. Might have been Portland. Neither team really scored big in that game, and both teams are lousy defenses, right? For Las Vegas, again, you have to win. In those 3, 4, 5 slots in the standings, Las Vegas is 3, but they're only one game ahead of 5, which is Indiana. One game separates 3 teams, so all 3 of these teams tonight have to win. Question becomes, point spread always great equalizer. Does Las Vegas win by 14 or more? If out of all these teams, I don't know. I shouldn't say Toronto is the most helpless team out of the 3 dogs because Connecticut's pretty helpless too with what they're going to put on the floor tonight. So you've just got, I don't know, Skee, you've got favorites that if they want to can all win by 20 plus tonight if they want to. Um, I guess that decision lies in the bettor's court because it's really hard to figure. I don't have a lot of trust in Toronto without any of that scoring on the floor. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we agree. Last game on the slate is the Mystics and the Sparks. This one did open 6.5, down to 5 or 5.5, depending where you shop. Total right around the opener. As far as an injury report, we haven't seen anything pop up for the Mystics yet. They did play last night. We never know if anybody, will be rolled out later. Always a possibility. For the Sparks, Cannon, game time decision. Um, you know, this Mystics team has been shooting good lately. I mean, they shot 40% from three again yesterday. It's been 3 straight games. Um, I'd like to think that they can regress, honestly. At first, I thought Sparks do like to play fast, not a whole lot of defense. Maybe, you don't get the best defensive effort from the Mystics on the back to back, but Sparks haven't been scoring. I mean, they played the Sun twice in their last 5 games. They didn't score 80 points on either of them. I mean, this Sparks team is just struggling right now. So, for that reason, I don't know. I'm just all over the place with this game. I don't feel confident enough to push the button. I need help. What do you think?
Well, I kind of like the way you were leaning at the beginning of that. LA does get Ray Burrell back tonight. That adds scoring. Ray Burrell didn't play last game. And for Washington, not only back to back, but it's the 4th road game in 5 days. At some point, the way I guess when I was going through Washington's rotation this morning, it is pretty much 8-player, really 7-player rotation at this point because they've sort of dropped the minutes for Cody McMahon. But at some point, the defense tires a little bit here, and the Sparks probably will run it. The Sparks have had a ton of time off, and I think I'm just trying to talk myself into reasons why the Sparks can score enough here to get this thing over. Washington games on this road trip so far, when they played poor defenses, and it's been nothing but poor defenses, Portland and Phoenix. Up until last night, it was a 205 game, 105-100 against Portland, and a 178 game, 94-84 against Phoenix. And then last night, of course, the second of back-to-backs, 153. So 2 of the 3 have gone way over. If you go back a couple more against Minnesota and Toronto, Washington's been over this full game total 4 of their last 5. They're scoring better. Their defense might not have as much energy tonight. I don't know. I like some form of over here, whether it be full game or maybe even Sparks team total, simply because Washington could be a bit fatigued here. They have to win games, though. Again, I talk about all these other teams that need to win games. How about the Mystics? Only 2 games behind the Aces now for the 3 spots. So the road trip's been good to them. I just think 4 and 5 nights and back-to-backs probably indicates a little defensive lapse here for Washington.
All right, good stuff. That'll wrap it up for today. We'll go ahead and throw out the usuals on the screen. The 3-day all access, 2 for 1, both Skee and Veno, every play for only $69. If you want to rock with only one of us, that's your preference. You can get us 6 days for the same $69. So a couple different ways to get involved. Veno, anything else you'd like to promote, feel free. And if you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you don't worry about it.
I will say really quick, for those of you that are going to bet college football tomorrow, week 0, you can go back and watch the college football every game on the board show that Drew Martin and I did yesterday. You can find the link, the YouTube link in my X timeline. Got it posted up there. So you can just follow the link and go see what we had to talk about, or at least how we analyzed the 8 games that'll be played tomorrow. For WNBA, Skee, I'm going to leave one here. And probably heard it in my voice as we started here, but I do think the Indiana team total is going to get over 97.5. Just view Connecticut as defenseless right now, and don't view Connecticut as a team that's capable of slowing pace enough to stop Indiana from getting to 100. So for me, I was happy with the drop in their team total. I'll leave a best bet of Indiana full game team total over 97.5.
Good stuff. Yeah, I'm undecided today. I haven't even pushed the button on anything, so nothing from me. I'm continuing to look throughout the day, and also, maybe look ahead for the weekend. So nothing for me to leave here. Man, won't be any WNBA until September 17th, so won't be talking hoops here for a little bit. Do have some football coming up, so I know everybody's excited about that. Veno, always appreciate you taking the time to cap these games with me. Helps my process 1000%. Chat, we appreciate you all as well. Best of luck on all your action today and near future, and we'll catch you guys again soon.